Hello and welcome everyone to this release overview for Conformiq Creator 4.1. My name is Stefan Schulz. I'm the CTO and also the product owner of Conformiq Creator. In this new 4.1 release, we bring you a couple of new features. One of them is full backward compatibility of modeling and test generation features with all previous releases. So this will, for example, enable users who are doing API testing with Conformiq Creator to leverage the benefits of the 4.x series in terms of test generation. Finally, we have simplified the installation. Only one installer is now required for any type of working with Conformiq Creator. And finally, we have updated our most popular integrations. To review these a little bit more in detail, so the modeling features which have been previously missing from 4.0 have been select row from external spreadsheet, modeling with messages, for example, for API testing, as well as exploratory data coverage and enable data distribution. All of these four features are now back supported. Two of them even slightly enhanced. Basically, when it comes to the exploratory data coverage, it's now possible to also take combinations of value lists with other value lists or with alternative values, which is not possible in previous Conformiq versions. And finally, there's also some enhancements to the data taken into consideration in data distribution. Please note that still some of the features which have been discontinued in some use cases remain discontinued. There's no change compared to 4.0, so no need to update your models. For people migrating from earlier versions, we have a migration guide available for helping you to manage this transition with lots of tips and tricks and explanations how to do this migration effectively. Also, Conformiq will make available a script that allows you to assess a major set of Conformiq projects. So let's say you have 60 Conformiq projects and you want to migrate them all and understand how many updates you have to do. So we will provide a script for that purpose that will allow you to automatically assess the required or estimate the need required to migrate your projects. So let's look at the tool. The user interface is still the same. I have, in order to demo you some of the new features, I've added here to our standard web application example some data. So here's some alternative values. So as we've talked about before, the combinatorial action is now featuring a new setting when it comes to the interaction strength. So if I'm saying to permute this data, I have here the new option called exploratory. Exploratory test generation again means, or exploratory handling of all combinations actually means that for each user username password pair, there will be a full coverage attempted of the model after that point. So this is actually an advanced test generation feature, so I want to remind people to use this only with caution, especially not use it too many times in your model, because it will give you lots of test cases. Because with every use of an exploratory option, you multiply basically the number of tests that you're getting out. Okay, when it comes to web service, select spreadsheet option as usual, you just drag it into your model and select the spreadsheet you want to read, for example, or CSV file, and then start using that in your model. So this works just as before. When it comes to the data to web services, we have here, for example, our standard web service model, which, as you know, uses web services. So now if we take this model here to the test design, you see this model loads now perfectly, also with 4.x, and test generation is working. So this means any project which has web services or is part of their model or is created for API testing can again be used. So when it comes to the other updates, so there have been integration updates. Again, to the web services, which we encourage people who do API testing to take a special look at. Also, the Jira requirement provider has seen some updates. This is by now the most popular requirement provider in our toolchain. And finally, there have been some improvements and extensions to the import of business process test plans. Finally, also, as always, some smaller kind of usability enhancements. So keto configuration reporting has been improved. Also, it's now possible to use, when you use spreadsheets for value lists, to actually use formulas in these sheets and have them being resolved before you use the data. This was previously not possible. And then finally, the new project dialog has been simplified by removing some settings regarding to test target settings. So just to show you this feature, we have been generating here some test cases with the robot framework scripter, which is part of our release, right? And if we, for example, look at this Kita mapping file, we're now seeing that these worksheets have now been separated between verification and input. And also, the first row is fixed, which makes working a bit easier. We've added a new setting, which allows us to actually ignore invalid input actions, which have to do with verification. For more details, I refer you to the release notes and the manual. So this brings us basically back to the release. All of these features are available just before Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everybody. Consider it a Christmas gift. And before we close on this topic, we want to again re-emphasize that even though Conformiq only ships with a limited set of scripting backends for test execution, be sure to inquire from your Conformiq contact about integration with your own execution tool or framework. Conformiq has no restrictions when it comes to this. We basically integrate with any test execution tool or framework, even if that is Cucumber, a custom Selenium framework, or other commercial tools. Please feel free to reach out. And finally, just one small announcement for those people who have been requesting this. We have been creating a new course in our online training platform, which is called Working Effectively with Creators, a series of short 10-15 minute videos, which are showing you maybe the smaller features that you're not aware of. So we strongly encourage everyone to take a look at these videos. They're on the training platform, but also on your YouTube channel. Feel free to check them out. With that, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All the best wishes from Conformiq.